Thank you. I have three questions, actually. Other than the Ukrainians that were here at the start of the war, is this the first time that Ukrainian troops will train on U.S. soil? Secondly, can you tell us how many Ukrainians have been trained by U.S. forces outside of the United States? And then my understanding is that the U.S. provided Patriot is already in the region. As part of their training, will these Ukrainian troops train on that U.S. provided Patriot in Ukraine or in the region? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy. So we'll have to get back to you on the numbers. The United States, when it comes to training in the U.S., the United States and Ukraine, as you know, have maintained a security cooperation relationship for some time. There has been training of Ukrainian forces in the United States before, as well as development. Ukrainians have attended our professional military education schools. They have embedded in headquarters of some of our units. I know from personal experience during my time at U.S. Central Command, we had Ukrainians there as part of a multi-nation coalition looking at regional threats in the CENTCOM AOR. So hopefully that addresses that. And then I'm sorry, your second question was, is the Patriot that they're training on the one that they're going to employ overseas?
I'm sorry, 2 points of clarification. I'm trying to understand if there have been, other than those Ukrainians that were here on February 24th, is this the first time Ukrainians are trained in U.S. soil since February 24th? And then I was just trying to understand how, I'm trying to get a feeling of when the U.S. provided Patriot will sort of be on the battlefield in Ukraine, and if it's going to be part of the training at all. That is, would they train specifically on how to use that Patriot in the region?
Yes. So the training will be tailored to provide relevant tactics, techniques, and procedures based on the battlefield conditions in Ukraine to enable them to employ that to maximum effect once they are back in Ukraine. In terms of training in the United States, we'll take your question. Yes, we have conducted training of Ukrainian forces since the Russian invasion in the United States. But let me take that question, and we'll come back to you with whatever details we're able to provide on that. Okay. Yeah.
Meredith Roten James. I wanted to ask if the number, given the complicated training and how many operators it takes to for the Patriot system, is this going to impact U.S. training on the system at all? And if so, how do you kind of plan to alleviate that?
Sure. It will not detract from any other training that's already scheduled at Fort Sill. Thanks. Mike?
Yeah, this training is not a matter of sort of inserting them, these Ukrainian soldiers, within the training groups already going on. I mean, they're going to be trained by themselves, right?
Correct.
And is the reason you think you can, let me confirm, the reason you think that you can sort of cull the training down is because as air defense soldiers back home, they already have a baseline of sort of experience, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel with these guys?
Yeah, there's going to be, right, there's as instructors, and so first of all, to your first question, so these instructors will be the same instructors that already conduct training for U.S. and allied forces and partner forces that go through training at Fort Sill. And so a variety of factors are taken into account in terms of how is this capability going to be employed in Ukraine? What are the kinds of tactics, techniques, and procedures that will be most relevant to them to employ on the battlefield? And how can we adjust the curriculum in order to expedite the training, recognizing, again, that there's a fight going on and that we need to get this system there. I will say that my understanding is that nothing will be done that would prevent this from being employed to the maximum, most effective way possible, right? So in other words, we're not just going to rush them through the training, get it over there, and it's not going to work, because then what's the point? So the U.S. Army, working very closely with Ukraine, will make sure that they get the training they need to operate this system to maximum effect once it gets back to Ukraine.